Sauces and condiments are a common staple in households to enhance flavor during food preparation. These days, the growing demand for convenience makes sauces and condiments even more attractive, with consumers now demanding for healthier options and novel flavors. In this edition of Deep Dive, we speak to Ken Koh, director of Nanyang Sauce, an artisan soy sauce producer based in Singapore. We find out how the emerging farm-to-table trend is influencing the sauce and condiment market in APAC and how the company is innovating to meet consumer needs.
I think every country has its own specific trends, but as a whole, we're talking about as a whole where consumer trends are moving is that people are now increasingly concerned with farm to table, the origin of how their food is made, because I think with urbanization, a lot of people are now very aware and that we are losing touch with how our food is made. So also with increasing affluence, people are willing to spend a few dollars more for something that is better because there's a lot of health scandals and food scares that's happening all around. So with a confluence of factors, I think the general trend is that people are now increasingly aware through social media as well as more careful and more selective of the food that they are consuming. I think it's a huge space if you talk about Asia because a lot of, if you talk about soya sauces, a lot of sauces start from this part of the world, be it China, Japan, Singapore, Malaysia, everywhere, right? There is a whole confluence of tastes that's coming up. This space is traditional. Things haven't changed for quite a while, but at the same time, you see hot sauces, for example, right? In the Philippines, there's a hot sauce club, that you get homemakers making their own versions of hot sauce coming together, and exhibiting their sauces. So I think the sky's the limit when it comes to sauces. It is a taste, food and flavors and sauces are emotive. A lot of us love our mom's cooking or our grandma's cooking. It's the food that we grew up with. So it has the potential to go a lot more than what it currently is because the traditional method will be of mass production is catered, quite frankly, to the masses, right? Because we come up with a few flavors and there are always a few flavors that sell. So you just come up with a few flavors and you sell it to all the chains, right? And then they move forward. I think that the potential is premiumization, the potential is customization, how sauces can be actually evolved to meet these changing needs of consumers. So we are at the dawn of something that's going to be big. We are at the dawn of something that is going to be exciting, at least for the next few decades ahead.
For these trends that you're seeing, how is Nanyang Food innovating to meet consumer demands?
We're a small player in the food space. So what we want to do is that we want to continue to stay relevant, being a traditional brand. How do we make ourselves relevant in this new age and where the trends are going? And soy sauce is a ageless product. It's been around for hundreds of years, and how do we actually make it relevant? So one of the things we do is we emphasize and we share about our heritage and our vanishing craft of making traditional soy sauce. So one of the things we do is to organize workshops. As part of our Sauce Academy, we run a range of workshops from sauce appreciation to sauce profiling, typically things that you will see for wine appreciation or tea appreciation or whiskey appreciation. These workshops are educational and is designed to engage the participant through a educational as well as a experiential platform so that they know what goes into their food. So we find that this way of educating, although it's slow, it's tedious, but it is effective because essentially what we're doing is that we are helping to preserve a traditional food heritage and so that more people know about it and that it does not disappear. One of the things that we are working on now is a gluten-free product because increasingly people are looking for products that are wheat-free. So as part of the process, we have to relook at how the fermentation process is maintained. By the same time, in place of wheat flour, which is used in traditional fermentation, we can explore different types of substitutes so that the taste is maintained as close as possible. At the same time, it is gluten free. So that's an example of something that we are working on, and it also arises because of the demands and the requests of customers.
I understand that you are using a traditional method of brewing and fermenting soya beans under the sun. But for
Yes.
our viewers, could you briefly run us through the making of your soya sauce?
So the method that Nanyang sauce we use is a traditional, artisanal, and natural method. So it takes us anywhere from 9 months onwards to make a bottle of sauce. It is handmade and it's using the vanishing craft that is passed down from generations ago about how we use the soybeans and we let it ferment in those terracotta vats over a period of 9 months. And what you get at the end is a very rich umami sauce, that is made by nature.
I wanted to touch a bit on your bespoke soya sauce service. I think that is very
Mm.
interesting, and I wondered what inspired you to do so.
Because in the past, different soy sauce companies will brew soy sauce according to the taste preferred by the founder or the sauce
Mhm.
master, right? And then it depends on how well they can capture the taste of the
Mm,
market, right? So if the sauce master is able to create a product that is able to be palatable and acceptable by a lot of people, then you get a lot of market share, right? But even then, no two tastes is the same, right?
mm,
Some people prefer a little bit more sweet, a little bit less salty, so on and so forth. And a lot of times after we buy back the bottle of soy sauce, we still have to tailor it in the sense that
mm,
we still have to blend it. We still have to add a little bit more sugar if you want, a little bit more of this and that. You kind of get according to your taste. That's why you see when people cook, they always like taste, right? And then okay, kind of adjust the taste. So
mm,
this idea came about, and as a premium traditional artisan sauce maker, we can do that because we do in small
mm,
batches, right? Say, why don't you customize something that is tailored exactly to my taste? So nobody else has it, right? This formulation and this recipe, and for me, and
mhm,
this vat of sauce, a vat would be about 100 over liters, right, of
mm,
soy sauce, and bottle it for me, for my own use, for my family, as well as for my friends, for my clients, you know. So
mm,
then I thought, hey, why not, right? It is a lot more tedious because to make batch by batch according to the taste, we need a
mhm,
lot more care, a lot more experimentation, a lot more taste profiling, and over 9 months, it is quite a lot of work, to take
mm,
care of that vat especially, right? Because this vat can't be done in the same way as the rest of the vats,
correct.
right? But this bespoke service allows, for the first time, consumers to profile their exact taste profile using a technology, and then after that, um, we will be able to subsequently tailor
Mm.
that taste and come up with the end result being exactly the same. So a bespoke
Oh,
service is the first in the world. People have done it, I guess, for other alcohols
yeah.
like whiskey that you can buy by the barrel, but for the first time ever, people can now buy by the vat.